Jeanne Moreau is a French actress, singer, screenwriter and director. She is the recipient of a César Award for Best Actress, a BAFTA Award for Best Foreign Actress and a Cannes Film Festival Best Actress Award for individual performances, and several Lifetime Awards. Moreau made her theatrical debut in 1947, and established herself as one of the leading actresses of the Comédie-Française. She began playing small roles in films in 1949, impressing in a Fernandel vehicle Meutres in 1950 and alongside Jeanne Gabin as a showgirl, Gangsters Moll in Touch as Pa au Grisby, eventually achieving prominence as the star of Lift to the Scaffold, Elevator to the Gallows, directed by Louis Malle and Jules Agim, directed by François Truffaut. Most prolific during the 1960s, Moreau continued to appear in films into her 80s. Early life and education. Moreau was born in Paris, the daughter of Catherine, a dancer who performed at the Folies Bergère, and Nathalie Désirée Moreau, a restaurateur. Moreau's father was French, her mother was English, a native of Lancashire in England, and of part Irish descent. Moreau's father was Catholic and her mother, originally a Protestant, converted to Catholicism upon marriage. When a young girl, the family moved south to Vichy, spending vacations at the ancestral village of Meutres, a town of 30 houses in a valley in the Allier. It was wonderful that, Moreau said. Every tombstone in the cemetery was for a Moreau. During the war, the family was split and Moreau lived with her mother in Paris. Moreau ultimately lost interest in school at age 16 and, after attending Jean Annel's Antigone, found her calling as an actor. She later studied at the Conservatoire de Paris. Her parents separated permanently while Moreau was at the conservatory, and her mother, after 24 difficult years in France, returned to England with Jean's younger sister, Michelle. Career. In 1947, Moreau made her theatrical debut at the Avignon Festival. She debuted at the Comédie-Française in Avignon, a month in the country, and by her 20s, was already one of leading actresses in the theatre's troupe. After 1949, she began appearing in films with small parts but continued primarily active in the theatre for several years. A year at the Théâtre National, Populaire opposite among others Gérard Philippe and Robert Hirsch. Then a breakout 2 years in dual roles in The Dazzling Hour by Anna Bonacci. Then Jean Cocteau's La Machine Infernale and others before another 2-year run, this time in Shaw's Pygmalion. For the late 1950s, after appearing in several successful films, she began to work with the emerging generation of French filmmakers. Elevator to the Gallows with first-time director Louis Malle was followed by Mallet's The Lovers. The latter film, controversial in its day, led the media to tag her the new Bardot. Largely thanks to those films, Moreau went on to work with many of the best-known new wave and avant-garde directors. François Truffaut's new wave film Jules Agim, her biggest success internationally, is centered on her magnetic starring role. She has also worked with a number of other notable directors such as Michelangelo Antonioni, Orson Welles, Louis Buñuel, Elie Kazan, Rainer Werner Fassbinder, Wim Wenders, Carl Foreman, and Manuel de Oliveira. In 1983 she was head of the jury at the 33rd Berlin International Film Festival. In 2005, she was awarded with the Stanislavski Award at the 27th Moscow International Film Festival. Moreau has had success as a vocalist. She has released several albums and once performed with Frank Sinatra at Carnegie Hall. In addition to acting, Moreau has also worked behind the camera as a writer, director and producer. Her blended accomplishments were the subject of a 1988 film profile, Calling the Shots, by Janice Cole and Holly Dale. personal life. Throughout her life, Moreau has maintained friendships with prominent writers such as Jean Cocteau, Jean Genet, Henry Miller and Marguerite Duras. She has been married to Jean-Louis Richard and then to American film director William Friedkin. Director Tony Richardson left his wife Vanessa Redgrave for her in 1967, but they never married. She has also had affairs with directors Louis Malle and François Truffaut, fashion designer Pierre Cardin, jazz trumpeter Miles Davis and Theodoros Rubinas, the Greek actor, playboy. Moreau is a close friend of Sharon Stone, who presented a 1998 American Academy of Motion Pictures life tribute to Moreau. Orson Welles called her the greatest actress in the world, and she remains one of France's most accomplished actresses. Selected filmography: actress, director Lumiere, L'Adolescente, Lillian Gish. Awards and nominations.